Remember, it's bonds beyond words.
Do we don't have to say that every time, do we?
No.
Okay.
Well, you can just say welcome in or however you want to introduce.
All right. That's weird. I'm like,
why is it weird?
I don't know. I'm just weird today.
Energy's not vibing yet?
I don't know. Not today. But that's okay.
Okay.
We got this. I'll get through it like I did last time.
We'll wing it.
Yeah. All right. Hi. I'm Vanessa.
Hi, I'm Lorraine.
You're talking first.
All right. So welcome into another edition of Bonds Beyond Words. Today we're going to talk about one of my past instances that helped me, that I just now realized that helped me as I got older. So hopefully this helps you guys. All right. Oh, so a little backstory to get you started on this one. In the previous video, I mentioned that my earliest memory of helping someone, I was about 5 years old. So that was before anything traumatic had happened to me in my childhood. So that's where I'm going to start. I think I know we've talked about this before, so.
Yeah, we have. But I'll just try to see if I can remember to answer questions for you.
All right.
How we can relate to help you guys out.
Very true. So, like I said, I was like 5 years old. That was my earliest memory, and I just remember we were like standing in a ditch, and I remember my cousin just being so upset. And I remember looking up at him and saying, "Don't worry, everything's going to be okay." And we had left the house because his mom was beating up, or his dad was beating up his mom. That's why we had left the house. Of course, me, I'm young. I don't know what's going on, right? So fast forward a little bit, and I'm still young. My mom and dad are still married. And we were living in this house, and I can still remember it. We lived on Route 53. And my dad had come home drunk, and he had my mom by her neck right here up against the wall, and her feet were dangling. That was my first, oh my God moment, you know, like,
that's scary.
Yeah, like, is my mom gonna die? Like, what's going on? And that was my first moment of actually witnessing something so profound in my life. And that was the moment where I started to pay attention to, and I didn't realize it up until recently, but that was where I started to develop skills that helped me read people. Again, I didn't know this at the time, right? So now you fast forward a little bit further, and some other traumatic things happened in my life, which I'm not ready to be transparent on that yet and publicly put that out there, but we'll just say that this happened to me, not to anybody in my family, but it happened to me. And, oh my gosh. So that
was at a younger age.
That was at a younger age too. I think I was around 7 or 8. I know my parents were divorced because my parents got divorced when I entered kindergarten. I know that because I remember acting out, and the teachers were always concerned about, you know, my behavior and things like that. So
very traumatic.
Yeah, and then you couple, you know, fast forward a few more years, and then you couple that trauma with it. Like, holy crap, how did I not end up on drugs or alcohol or anything like that? You know what I mean? So I have all these traumatic events that happened in my childhood, right? So now I have learned how to read people, to pay attention to, I can feel people's energy. I sense people's emotions. So I learned how to gauge those things to protect not just myself, but people around me. Mm-hmm. And I did not realize this until, funny story, New Year's Eve. That was when it finally hit me, of this year, when her and I brought in 2024.
It was quite entertaining.
So was it the time before that?
I think it
was actually the time before that.
Yeah.
So again, we like to go out and have fun.
I like to go dancing.
Oh, I love to dance. Yeah, love to dance. So we agreed to give 2 people a ride to the next place we were going to. And me, I was more concerned with her well-being, her safety.
Because I was driving.
Yep, she was driving. And so I turned around and I'm like drilling them with questions. I was like, look, don't think I won't, you know, hurt you guys. I was like, I'm concerned for my best friend's safety. You know, I'm just up one side, down the other. Question them, drilling them. And then we continued on with our night. We had a good time. And it was the next day after I realized some texts that I had sent out to someone special. I was like, oh my gosh. That's when I realized my guard come down. And I was able to expose more of my vulnerability, because I don't do that in my normal day. Like, you know, my guard is up. And that's when I realized it stems back to the trauma that I had as a child. So I'm always out to protect my family and friends around me. But it was so funny because I was like, really? What is my 5'1" butt gonna do? I was like a little chihuahua compared to these.
And me.
Yeah,
I'm 5'9".
Oh yeah, she's 5'9". So she's even bigger than me. I was like, what am I gonna do? And here I am, like Mighty Mouse. I'm the warrior, the protector, and it's like.
I know. I looked at them and I said, "Just get in the car. We're okay."
So. It just shows you how, and I'm so thankful. You know, I learned from those instances, and one thing that I did in my 20s is I actually was able to forgive and move forward from that, and actually release a lot of that. But I was so thankful that I was able to stay grounded, and that's because of my grandparents. They are they've always been the rock, you know, of the family.
Because I was going to ask, how did you get to that point?
Yeah.
Like, how were you able to ground yourself?
My grandparents. It was my grandparents through and through. So my grandpa was, ever since I was born, I knew my grandparents to be in Boy Scouts. So they were always helping people, and I was always exposed to a variety of people, you know, very diverse group of people. So that gave me different perspectives, different insights. And so I learned how to use that, coupled with the new skills that I've acquired, you know, at a young age. And that's what helped keep me grounded and not result to something like drugs and alcohol.
Mm-hmm. Which is hard to do nowadays.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's a coping mechanism for a lot of people.
Right. And I will say, when I was younger, I did go see a counselor, so I know that did help. But that was as a child. So I think that helped release some of the emotion. So I wasn't holding on to a whole lot. But in terms of like me with my protectiveness, I'm very protective about my inner group, my inner circle, you know, my family, aunts, uncles, cousins. I mean, I'm all about my family and my friends, you know, her, Angie, Vanessa, or Tracy. Sorry, Trace. You know, I'm all about, you know, my friends and family. So, you know, oh man, if something was to happen, Chihuahua will start biting at some legs. But anyway, that helped me, that really did help me stay grounded, was my grandparents. I can honestly say that. And my mom, of course, she was a single mom, so she worked 2 jobs the entire time I was growing up. So, you know, I had a lot of different relationships, favorite teachers that I would lean on, and friends, you know, like in elementary school.
Yeah, I think it's important to have that good support system.
Yeah. And I didn't realize it, you know, how much of a support system I actually had until I started looking back. So I'm very much thankful, like I said, for those experiences, because it taught me so much more now. You know, I don't want to say just now, but even with everything that I've encountered with people, you know, like listening to their stories, I've been able to help them because of what I've gone through. And that way it gave them a new perspective to look through, even though I didn't necessarily have, you know, like, you know, my mom worked 2 jobs, as long as I can remember. even though I didn't necessarily have her, at least I still had, you know, like my grandparents, and it showed me just another perspective and another light. Now, not to say that I didn't act out as a kid because of it. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, at a young age. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I was definitely, we'll just say a pistol. We'll just say a pistol. Yeah, we won't go into those stories. I'll be way too embarrassed. I don't think I'd be able to look the camera in the eye anymore.
Yeah, you could.
I don't even know where the eye's at. Can't see the green dot again. Oh well.
It's very small.
I know. So, yeah, I would say, you know, for anyone that's struggling with anything from your childhood, you know, any kind of trauma, hurt, violated in any kind of way, do that shadow work, do that inner work on yourself, and release all those negative emotions, because you are not that person. Those are your thoughts that you've built up around yourself because of what you've sustained. So I would say definitely work on yourself first. Forgiveness, and yes, forgiveness is for them, and yes, forgiveness is for you. That's the most important part I think people forget.
It's funny when we just read.
We just read about it. Yeah, and I tell my kids this all the time too. You know, whenever they're going through something, and I understand everybody has to go through their own stages at their own time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got one you want to read?
Oh no, I was just gonna the one that was very true. I thought it was kind of neat to maybe say something about that.
Absolutely.
My ability to heal cannot depend on anyone's choices but my own.
Absolutely, 100% agree.
Yes.
Her new motto for this year is "You are worthy." So I was great when she read me that. But
yeah, this book is amazing. I don't know if I really could say that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Seeing Beautiful again. Wonderful read, especially when you're going through hard times.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I haven't read that one yet, and just a few pages that you showed me, I was like, "Oh, that's really interesting. I like that one."
Yeah, I think it can help you in any kind of situation.
Absolutely.
That's why you were just saying, you know, you gotta dig deep and look within yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I've been on this journey for 8 years, and I'm still coming across things that I thought I already healed, but there's still a part of it that I didn't. So, but yeah, getting back to forgiveness releases that power over you. You know, you don't want, you're trying to heal and be a whole person. You don't want all that hurt, so, you know, hindering your healing process.
Yeah, it's going to affect you for the rest of your life, and you're not going to be able to move on and be happy.
Yep. I agree. So yeah, that's been a long path, and I can honestly say I forgive, and I have no ill will towards anything from my past, not even my dad. I miss my dad passed away in 2008, so the one thing that I miss with my dad is our phone conversations. And it's so weird because, you know, he's Baptist, and it's, you know, his views compared to, you know, I think I'm Christian, but his views compared to some of the stuff that I truly believe was kind of conflicting. So it was always kind of interesting, but yeah, I miss those conversations. I can honestly say that. But I forgave him. I did. Yeah. So that's my story.
Do you think it's easier to forgive people you love, or is it harder to forgive people that you love? Or people that you love and that are family? I mean, because you can't pick your family.
I think forgiveness is hard regardless. You know what I mean? Because you're surrendering. You're surrendering that power. And I think unless you get the ego and the pride out of the way,
it's very hard.
It's very hard. Yeah, it's very hard for a lot of people. I think that until people really grasp the true concept of forgiveness, you know, you're going to struggle with it for a while. It took me a long time. Like I would say I forgive.
Yeah.
But then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking something else, you know, so my intention wasn't pure.
Yeah.
You know, I'm saying I forgive, but back here, I'm like, no, I don't. First time I see you, I'm going to punch you in your throat.
Yeah.
You know, so it takes a lot, you know.
And time.
Yes, and time. So I think once you finally reach that point, I think then forgiveness becomes easier regardless of who it is. But I think in the beginning, learning that, okay, I need to forgive. I think it's your pride and your ego that's in your way more than anything.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%.
That's what I think. Questions?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Think we're good for tonight?
I think so. Anything you wanted to add?
No, I'm good. Next video, I'll share a little bit of myself and I can get the questions asked to me.
Sorry, my dogs just came up.
Got a little slobber on me.
Yeah. I was like, oh no.
That's alright. But yeah, I guess that's it for tonight.
Yeah. Sorry if the energy feels a little off. She's been talking through some things.
Yeah. As I said, you know, I'm going through a lot. This past few months have been a lot for me, so
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, I even feel like my energy's off tonight.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Not at all. I think Boomer wants to say hi.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we better go before they start barking. All right, well, you know what to do. Spread the love. Bye.
Bye.